Energized show, up the Irish.
Okay, what's going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of Energized, brought to you by Forged Irish Stout. Ross,
are you intoxicated or something?
Introduce the guest, man.
Today we are bringing you an Oktagon special. We have the Scout Samurai, Shem and the one and only menace, Denis Frimpong. Lads, how we doing?
Lovely, lad. Just fucking good. Close to the fight now. Just cutting the weight. Sharp, ready. What more can I say?
Yeah, absolutely. We can't wait to see Oktagon 48 only around the corner in the AO Arena, Basmo.
Yeah. Dennis, what about yourself, man? I haven't seen you this quiet since being on TV.
I just let Shem do his little intro first. I just want to say, first of all, it's good to finally be on with you lads. It's been a while, long time coming, but I suppose you had to save the best for last. You know, you knew it was going to be a show, so yeah, it's good for you to finally have me on after all this time.
Yeah, of course, Dennis.
This definitely isn't the last. This definitely isn't the last.
Yeah, this is the first of many, Dennis. This is the first of many. Dennis, obviously, you've taken Oktagon challenge by storm. You've been the star of nearly every episode, regardless of your fighting or not. What was that like for you? And do you have any friends after walking out on Team England?
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of people, especially in the north of England, they understand the Irish banter. So they've all found it funny, to be honest. Obviously, bar people from Hull, where George is from. Yeah, you know, the Irish team, I didn't really have any. To be honest, I went in there thinking I'm going to beef everyone. I wasn't really arsed. I was like, there's only one winner at the end of this, so Team Ireland, Team England, they can all get it. But once I was there for like 2-3 days, I actually kind of bonded with the lads. And to be fair, Paddy did a really good job of like making a cohesive team unit out of us. So that was good. And then yeah, you know, actually, like obviously I fought Aaron before, so any sort of beef we had was already squashed, you know, and we actually ended up getting quite close. So it was a good experience.
Yeah, we'll definitely get more into that, Dennis. But Shem, what was it like coaching with Paddy Houlihan? Like, he's obviously an Irish MMA legend. We had him on in the build-up to the show. Like, what was it like coaching with him on Team Ireland?
Forget an Irish MMA legend. These are worldwide legends. People in America know who Paddy Houlihan is. Like, obviously, headlined the first ever Dublin card. He's a big name, got a lot of experience. The thing that really took me aback was how we got the lads all as one. The mental warfare side of the game back in the dressing room before the fight, warming the lads up. And then obviously he's got a lot of great knowledge on the mats. And it was good for me and him to just pick each other's brains and pass on knowledge to each other and different concepts. And it was good to be there as a coach and not the fighter for once, and get to give different parts of myself. I think you kind of see that in the show where I maybe take a bit more of a back step because it's not about me as a fighter, it's about me as a coach. So it's more about pushing the lads. And it was good to link up with Dennis and be in Dennis's corner again. And I think Dennis had a big advantage that no one else had. That a guy who was in his corner coaching him knew his game inside and out, where no one else on the show had that.
Yeah. It was good to see the DCA lads back together and show Paddy Houlihan, the most recent man, the headline at UC Dublin. But Dennis, what was it like actually living in the house, like with all the lads? It was something like The Ultimate Fighter for the people that haven't checked it out.
To be honest, yeah, I enjoyed it, but after doing that, I don't think I'd ever do The Ultimate Fighter, mate. I'll be honest, it's fucking weird, mate. It's proper weird. Like, normally you don't see your opponent till the weigh-in day, and then you see them on the fight day, and that's it. Maybe like, you know, with UAE, obviously I seen him in the hotel a few days before, like fight week. But yeah, it's definitely weird, mate. You're sat there having breakfast on the fight day, and the guy you're fighting's walking through the fucking kitchen and all, making his breakfast, and you're looking at him like, yeah, lad, we're gonna fight later. You know what I mean? It's obviously, it was definitely a lot more uncomfortable for them lot because I was the one antagonizing. But I still wouldn't do it, mate. It's weird. It's weird vibes, mate. Yeah, especially after you've beat them as well, and then they're just sulking around the house, and you're like, I don't want to have to look at you, mate. I just, you know what I mean? I just knocked you out. I don't want to have to look at you. So yeah, it was weird, but yeah, I had fun. I had fun while I was there. It was a little few weeks of summer away in a warm country in a villa, you know what I mean? And just a lads' holiday with a load of Irish lads that I didn't know. You know, we got to terrorize our opponents, so it was good.
I think being in the house all together actually worked in Denis's favour, because I think he just knows how to rattle people and poke them, and then when it comes on fight day, he switches, and now he's focused and he's zoned in, and maybe they're still warming up thinking about him, they're still hating him, they still want to punch a hole in him, and he's just, it's any guy, it's anyone in front of me. I've never seen his progression jump so much since he's now being based here in England, and I think he got to show that on the show as well.
Yeah, well, the finale, Ross, is nearly here. November 4th, Oktagon 48, live on the Zone. Ross, will you be watching it?
Yeah, I wouldn't miss it. And that is one thing I definitely want to touch on, Denis. Your levels seem to really, really improve since the last time out we've seen you. But I always sort of felt you were a person, and you probably feel the same, doing a lot of training in DCA with the lads. You were always probably better suited for the pro game than you were for the amateur game. I think, you know, the way you use your length, you know, getting elbows in the mix and stuff like that, and the knees, like, I think that's just something that's so much better suited at the pro game. Did you feel like that was always coming down the line, that you were going to see a massive level increase once you went from amateur to pro?
100%. I think the level increase is due to a number of factors. So, first of all, it's my work rate. Like, I work harder than anyone. Shem will confirm that. Like, anyone that's ever trained in any gym with me, be it DCA, any of my jiu-jitsu gyms I've trained in, any MMA gym I've trained in, they know how hard I work. Obviously, I've got physical attributes as well that help, but people have physical attributes and don't know how to use them because they can't work hard enough to actually get to know how to use them. Yeah, obviously the elbows and the knee game, that was something I picked up from my very beginnings of striking during COVID in DCA. You know, it was a bit frustrating sometimes not being able to knee someone in the face or elbow them amateur. In fact, there was some fights where I've like gone to throw a spinning elbow and then pulled it last second and stuff like that. So yeah, obviously the pro game's opened that up now, and just that level of comfortability in the cage as well, where I'm willing to go into that fire a little bit and throw the elbows. So yeah, like, you know, I feel like, as I say, I'm only a baby in the MMA game. I've only been doing it maybe 3 years. I made my amateur debut just over 2 years ago, and I've had 14 fights since then, including these two on the show. So yeah, you know, people will see a massive increase again in the next year or two as well. I already believe I'm UFC top 15 level. Yeah, it's only a matter of time before I prove that.
And one more for the bad guy.
Absolutely. One more for the bad guy is right. Yeah, we really saw that in your fights in there. Like, even just the basics down to your boxing. Like, when you threw that jab, you were way back at the end of it. You know what I mean? There was... Poor Bo Gavin was getting pinged from a mile out. But we also saw you come over a bit of adversity in that fight. We saw sort of, I think it was the end of round one where he caught you with some nice shots as well. Was it nice to be in that pro game and like have that small bit of adversity to come over, and then knowing that obviously in competition that you can actually overcome that? I'm sure in training that happens, but it's different in competition.
To be honest, yeah, it's weird the way you almost manifest things with your words, right? Because before the Hassan knockout, a day or two before, I was saying, oh, I've landed loads of head kicks in fights and I've never knocked anyone out. And then I land a head kick and knock him out. Before the Bo fight, I'm saying, yeah, Hassan's best shots. No one's ever dropped me in training, in any fights. I've never been dropped. I've never been caught with a shot. Usually I'm quite good at like rolling the shot and seeing it at the last second, you know, and just taking some of the sting out of it. That was the first time I ever got caught with a shot that put me on the arse a little bit. And even looking back at the fight, when I watched it back, I didn't know how quick I got up. I lost 30 seconds of my life there, like, because I was in autopilot from when he dropped me till when he took me down and went for the head and arm triangle. that was where I kind of came back to and was like, shit, I'm in a head and arm trying to start defending it. But in between that time, I was still throwing elbows at him. I was on wobbly legs, but I was still fighting back. And there was like an internal monologue, I remember it so vividly, that was just saying like, you've tried way too much shit to let this guy knock you out in the first round. So I feel like, yeah, like the shit talk kind of makes me have to work a little bit harder and overcome that adversity, because I can't just give in then, you know. I have to go out on my shield. And yeah, on top of that, it was good to know that even when I'm on autopilot, I still have a bit of fight in me. I'm not just going to cave in and shell up, you know. I'm still dangerous, and he was aware of that. Like, he had a few elbows even when I don't remember throwing them. So yeah, it was good to have that adversity and know that I can take a shot off a big hitter and still fight back.
As a man once says, I talk and I talk and I talk, but guess what? I back it up. And that's Denis Frimpong.
Who was that man actually that said that?
I think some fellow was walking around with all the money in the bank and a couple of belts around his waist. So yeah, the old champ. So yeah, Denis, you're following a good moniker there. And that was the Irish on Oktagon. They were really in battle in the cage and out of the cage with the English team. But tell us this, you know, all roads now lead to the AO Arena, Oktagon 48. Can't wait to see it. You versus George Staines. Will you be sending George Staines some Lego for Christmas with the money you win off him?
He will be the Lego set that he has to put back together for Christmas. I'm gonna leave him in pieces, mate. To be quite honest, you know, on record, I'm not really arsed. This is the healthiest I've ever been for any fight. Quit smoking weed about 6-7 months ago. After like a good long while of like I've been smoking weed quite regularly, you know, since I was a teenager, and honestly, my mindset is the darkest it's ever been. I honestly want to end this guy's career before it starts. I want to make sure he goes from a 16-1 prospect at amateur to an 0-1 professional and then retires because he can't pass a brain scan, to be quite honest.
Shem, you're obviously off the weed now as well, aren't you?
Yeah, I've been clean since I come out of jail, lads. Best decision ever. You just... your whole way of thinking, your work ethic, you get up and go. Like that weed, it's good for like when you want to cut off from the world and you want to slow the mind down. Because I think my mind just constantly goes 1,000 miles an hour, and the only thing that can relax me a little bit is either after a good hard training session or after the joint. But it's the other side that comes with it. It's not worth it, lad. Just anyone who's got any ambition to be anything in life, I'd recommend not to smoke weed because it will just kill you in addition.
It's quite a common thing with fighters. A lot of fighters smoke weed. Fucking, you see Sean O'Malley hitting bongs and all that, and some people can do it. And obviously, Sean O'Malley's a heavyweight smoker, still became a world champ. But I just think like
he'd be better without it.
Yeah, it takes my edge off a little bit. Like, it takes those dark thoughts out of my head. Like, I want to actually kill this guy. And it makes me feel a bit more like, I don't have to kill him. But I need that. I need that to be like, yeah, I'm going to kill him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, lads, one thing before we carry on going into Oktagon 48 is Shem's documentary that came out that was done by Channel 4. Shem, can you tell us how that sort of came about? And you're almost now the poster boy of Oktagon.
Yeah, I'm the new face of the Oktagon in the UK.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's crazy, lad. After for my debut, Oktagon sent loads of documentary filmmakers to come over and basically tell me story. Yeah. And it was a bit hard because we had to condense it in 20 minutes. So there were a lot of things we missed. And then there was also a lot of things that you don't want to say on camera that I left out myself. But it's boss to see that Channel 4 have picked it up and Channel 4 have run with it and put it on the channel. I think it got like more than 100,000 views in the first week on YouTube, which is crazy. And I say this all the time, but I'm just blessed to have such a great opportunity from Pavel and Andre and the whole Oktagon team. And I'm happy to be in the position I'm in and thankful to my management, Sid Mogul, who put me in touch with these, because if it weren't for Sid, I'd never know who Oktagon was. I'd probably be in Cage Warriors, to be honest with you.
Denis, are you hoping to get on that level as well as Shem? Because the 2 years fighting in this card, there's going to be a load of people from Ireland watching it. Like, are you like, what do you sort of expect your career to be like with Oktagon?
Shem's fighting on my prelims, mate. What are you talking about? Nah, but honestly, yeah, it's something that me and Shem have spoke about for a while. Like, we've been trying to get on the same card for a long time, even on just the regional show. So for us to be on the same card in the AO Arena, it's the biggest arena in the UK, 18,000 seater stadium on this kind of big show. I'm in the final of this Oktagon challenge. He's fighting a copper and getting paid to do it. It's a dream ending. All Oktagon really need to sort out is the fact that he's on the fucking prelims. He needs to be up here on the main card, you know.
Yeah, I didn't understand that either.
Yeah, well, it's
a bit of a joke. I don't understand it, to be honest. I would rather like us fight back to back or something, do you know what I mean? Or at least like one fight in between us or something like that, so that we could watch each other's fight. It's just a bit weird, to be honest. Like, but obviously Oktagon have their own planning and what they want to do. Yeah, it is what it is. But
I believe that everything happens for a reason. Obviously, I'm on the prelims, so it just means that I'm going to have to get that arena jumping from early on. The crowd will be there that wouldn't have been there if I wasn't on the prelims. And I'm lucky because after my fight, I get to come out and watch Denis and get to watch Paul Smith. So I'm made up, lads. Like, do I want the main event? Of course I do. Do I deserve the main event? Of course I do. But everything happens for a reason, and at least I'm just looking at the silver lining of this. Just puts fuel to the fire that I want to kill this guy even more to showcase.
100%.
You should have put me on the main event. But not only that, I get to see fights after my fight that I would never have been able to see because I'm one of them. If I'm fighting,
and look,
I'm not watching anyone.
And as far as these are saying about me getting to Shem's level, I think like neither of us has even touched the surface of where we're going to be at. Like, I'm not satisfied where I am. I know Shem's not satisfied with where he's at yet. And I'm looking at the top 5 in this division. And to be honest, like, there's very beatable fights right now. I'm only 2 pro fights into my career, and some of these guys have 30 plus pro fights, and I'd absolutely murder them. So
forget the top 5. I'm looking at the people fighting for the belt right now. I'm thinking I'll smack them both up.
Do you know what I mean? So I think, like, yeah, we just need to keep winning, keep beating the next guy in front of us, and then make ourselves undeniable. But I really think there's going to be a big shift in Oktagon as far as like the top guys in each division. The more they keep signing UK and Irish fighters, the more that they're going to see the levels of UK and Irish fighters for such a small region. You know, we might not have the biggest population, but we've got some of the best fighters in the world. We've produced some of the best fighters in the world. So just have to wait and see.
Yeah, also on the card, Aaron McDonald's going to be on the card as well. He's opening it up. Ross, what do you want to sort of see from Oktagon now? Like, they're after going in, taking advantage of the historic Irish versus English, and then like the Irish now, like, have absolutely blown up. Denis has been, I think, the thumbnail for like about 7 of the 8 episodes. What would you like to see Oktagon do next?
Well, I'd like to see them continue to push the UK and Ireland as a region. I think Ireland and UK right now has so many different shows coming to that region that, like, it's getting more and more competitive. So if Oktagon want to be competitive in there, they need to sign more fighters, but then really showcase the ones they do have. Because if they showcase the likes of Denis and Shem, you know, make a big deal out of them, more fighters will want to go there. But, like, you know, I do think they're missing a trick by putting someone like Shem on the prelims. Now, I know you say you're happy to be there, but I think it's one of those things where, like, put him on the main card, make a massive fuss when he you know, turn his walk out for his fight, you know, in the media and the build up, and then other fighters go, oh, look, when you go to Oktagon, look what you get treated like. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's where you're missing the trick. And, like, Shem's already a star. Like, what was 100k views on a YouTube video in the space of a week? Like, I don't think there's another fighter on the card who would be able to do that. So
maybe
like,
Denis.
Incredible stuff. Yeah, maybe Denis. So maybe we'll put a montage of his trash talk for a week or for on YouTube, and he'll get 100k. Go on, Jen.
I'll tell you one more thing, though, lads. They said they're coming to the UK. They said they're going to do 6 to 8 shows in a year. A lot of shows. But my thing is, Liverpool and Dublin, never been announced, never been spoke about. We need a show in Liverpool and we need a show in Dublin, not Belfast. Belfast is nice, don't get me wrong, but it ain't Dublin. And, you know, people think, oh, Manchester, Liverpool, it's just a drive up the motorway. You don't understand. If I had M&S Bank, I'd sell it out by myself. I know for a fact I'd have every scouser in the city there. And the same if we had the Irish lads in Dublin, we'd have the place rocking. And that's what they need to do.
We're actually going.
Like we do absolutes.
Yeah, we're actually going to get over for a Liverpool show.
Yeah.
So like, Octagon could be the ones to make it happen. Denis, is there anywhere on your bucket list you'd like to chalk off as a venue to fight in?
Obviously, 3 Arena, mate. 3 Arena is definitely part of the bucket list. I think if I could fight the 3 Arena, MSG, the Tokyo Dome, and one in Ghana, that'd be, you know, those 4, maybe Croke Park if we're going really exotic, you know, if we're going really ambitious. But I think like the 3 Arena, Tokyo Dome, MSG, one in Ghana, and yeah, those are like the 4 on the bucket list, really.
Nice. And what about yourself, Shem?
We'd have to say somewhere in Africa, whether it be, I don't know, Nigeria, Ethiopia, somewhere like that. Maybe Lagos would be good. Obviously, you've got to do America, haven't you? You can't not do Vegas in your own career. Liverpool, I've never fought in Liverpool. Never. Not as an amateur, not as a pro. Like, I can't end my career without ever fighting in my own town, lads. I'd love it, like Denis says, to be like Anfield Stadium or something big like that. But, bro, I'll take fucking Olympia at this rate, lad. 5,000 people, 1,000 people. I just want to fight.
Good as some park, lad.
I'll take any Liverpool place right now.
Well, isn't good as being redone?
Asia again as well. There was a few places in Asia that I never got to do, but it is what it is, isn't it? We're fighters. Just pay me, and I'll fucking fight in my back garden.
Yeah, the new revamped Goodison Park. I heard Molly McCann's opening it up, so it'd be great. Yeah,
hopefully Brian Lacey's at home listening, writing all these down, Brian. And great job presenting on Octagon.
Yeah,
make it happen, lads. For people tuning in, make sure to check out Octagon 48 on November 4th. It's going to be live in the zone. It's going to be on YouTube as well. This is not to be missed. These 2 lads stole the show, and they're looking to steal the show again. There's going to be loads of interest from people all over England and all over Ireland, which is great. That's exactly what you want for an event. Lads, before we wrap things up, is there anything else you have to say to the people tuning in that have watched the whole journey and are looking forward to seeing you both compete together on the same card?
Octagon 48, Manchester, AO Arena, 18,000 screaming fans. Me versus a police officer. Denis fighting for a title against George Staines, the biggest prospects in England and Ireland. What more do you want? If you aren't there, you're losers.
What a promo! What a promo, Denis. Your work's cut out for you here.
Beat that, Denis.
I've got another bit to add to that. Anyone that hasn't watched Octagon Challenge, I know obviously throughout this podcast it would have been ruined already, the results, but go back and watch it because there's some absolutely belting moments in it. It's not finished yet as well. The last episode's out next Tuesday. Obviously, there's no fight. We know who's in the final, but they're going to be covering a bit of build up to the fight and whatnot. Yeah, as Shem said, 4th of November, you're going to see the biggest Irish lightweight prospect and the biggest English lightweight prospect come head to head. The 2 people that... Huh?
Oh, you meant George, sorry.
Yeah, I meant George.
No, you're not a prospect anymore at this stage, mate. You're established.
Yeah, you're a title challenger, Shem. You're a title challenger.
But yeah, so obviously me and George, it's a fight that probably should have happened a lot earlier at amateur, to be honest. But as George said, you know, he wanted to wait until he got paid to get knocked out. So he's going to get paid now to get knocked out, and I'm going to take that contract and that belt. Shem's going to get the Batter of Copper. To be honest, I wanted the Batter of Copper, but maybe I will later down the line. Leave some of them for me, will you?
Ross, are you gonna? How could you top that, man?
Lads, I can't wait to see it. Octagon 48 live from the AO Arena in Manchester. It is going to be an unbelievable event. We get Denis the Menace Frimpong against George Staines. it is two of the best prospects going toe to toe, and we get to see, can the Menace defeat the Lego Man? Find out on the night. And then obviously Shem, the man who was wrongly accused, gets to get his own back and take down a copper. And he is going to go in there and steal the show. It's going to be an unbelievable night. And not only that, you get Paul Smith, one of the funniest men alive, going toe-to-toe with Jay Quickenham. It's going to be an unbelievable night. Octagon 48 is one not to be missed. Get there or be square.
Don't forget.
And don't forget.
McDonald first fight free on YouTube.
I already mentioned that.
Hassan.
Yeah, Aaron McDonald is fighting against Hassan on YouTube, or what's left of Hassan. If he's not still going for a nap,
my two sons are fighting. I hate to see it, but.
Ruthless Denis Frimpong. But guys, thanks a million for joining us. If you are watching home, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and as always, stay energized.
Energized show, up the Irish. Been sussing you guys a couple of times. I've seen a couple of clips. I think you've done some interviews with Dylan Moran and that I saw. So keep going, keep up the good work, guys.